Hello, everyone. Today we're going to do a brief parent education session regarding visual schedules. Let me pull it up for us here. So I'm sure your teachers have either sent you a visual schedule or given you the materials to make one, but I just really wanted to go over the who, what, where, when, and why of visual schedules and why they're so important to our learners. So, who uses visual schedules? I mean, really, we all do. We're all using schedules, especially during this remote learning time. We need to keep our routines, to keep sane, but also to remain productive and motivated. If you give me a to do list, I am saying, yes, please. I feel motivated when I get to cross things off, I feel satisfied. And visual schedules allow our children to feel the same way as well. If we spend this time now teaching schedule following, we are really increasing an independent and a lifelong skill. Again, we all follow visual schedules or a textual schedule, so teaching that now, even in a rudimentary form, will be really beneficial later. Some of our students, especially diagnosed with autism, don't always pick up on all of the nonverbal, nuanced cues or changes in the environment. So, having a student check their schedule to transition to the next activity may help with coping with some of those changes, but also with responding to salient features in the environment. Of course, a schedule and a routine helps to minimize anxiety and keep life predictable, which again is really important all the time, but especially during this time where so many routines are broken, it's nice to have similar, predictable, and positive routines. So, why do we use visual schedules? Visual schedules communicate what to expect and will communicate your expectations that you have for your child to your kid. Again, all research says that predictability equals positivity. The more predictable we keep our schedules and our routine, the more positive behaviors we're going to see from our children. Again, a schedule communicates calm and creates a sense of control for our children. It'll lead to greater independence, certainly right now, but also later in life. Another reason why visual schedules are so important is because words are transitory. They're here when we say them and they're gone unless we remember them or recite them to ourselves the minute we're done speaking. So pictures are more salient and we can see them and review them, and they continue to be present for perhaps a time where there's a transition that's a little bit harder. So, a lot of visual schedules, you saw some examples on the first page and throughout, but a visual schedule usually consists of small pictures. For our students who are readers, it might be just the text that are affixed to a Velcro strip. Sometimes we have larger pictures placed at a location. So around the classroom, we have different work centers that students take their small picture from their card, like you see on the right of the screen, and match it to a bigger card. Another example we have here is there might be a scheduled time for a bathroom break during the day. The student would take their small picture card and match their small picture card to a larger picture card, like the one you see on the bottom, which is affixed right outside the bathroom. We use a lot of cartoon pictures in the classroom for generalization. We don't have pictures of the exact or the specific items for our students. If they're having trouble learning to match the visual schedule, or they're having trouble associating that picture with a certain task, we use the actual pictures. And if you're using a visual schedule on your phone, that might be easier. But we do use cartoon pictures. So then when we have a picture, a generic picture of, let's say, a toilet, that's going to mean the same thing in school as it is when we get home. It's better to build a schedule where there is some Velcro or some means, if you're using an app, to change around the icons. So our students might really adhere to following the schedule, but in terms of the sequence of events, being able to visually change it might allow your student to be more receptive to the change. And then even if your student is just emerging with some of these skills, one of the first skills we teach in school is matching. So again, we'll have that small picture of the restroom on that purple strip that you see on the top to the right, and they'll pull off that picture and then match it to the bathroom. But if you watch one of our YouTube videos, there's also a YouTube video on teaching matching identical objects that is a very helpful skill when utilizing a visual schedule. So you can use visual schedules throughout the day or during routines. So you might want to do a schedule just for waking up. What are the steps you do when you wake up? Or a nighttime routine when you're getting ready for bed. You could also do a separate visual schedule for getting some of the work for remote learning done, or some kind of play schedule that allows your student to engage with a few different toys that they enjoy without getting too solitary or emitting stereotypy when they're playing with one toy for a long period of time. In terms of how to use visual schedules, we want to make sure we use something called least to most prompting, meaning that we're helping our student be successful right away first. We don't want to provide them with an opportunity to use their schedule and then perhaps learn how to use it the incorrect way or not transition to a location indicated on the picture. So we want to help them as much as we can first and then fade back when they become more successful. And that goes with a lot of the skills that we're asking you to work on in the home. When your student does follow their visual schedule appropriately or takes that picture off and matches it to the correct location in your home, make sure you're providing lots of praise and celebration, and again, maybe some kind of other reinforcement for following that schedule. Again, this might take a little bit more work in the beginning, but it's going to promote a lot of independence later. Make sure when students are getting ready to check their schedule that you're providing warnings that there is a transition coming up. In the classroom, a lot of times we use a visual and auditory timer to signal one activity is ending and another one starting. So consider that and definitely talk to your child's teacher about how that's utilized in the classroom. To help your student follow their visual schedule, when it is time to transition, you can give a generic direction like check your schedule or time to switch, so they don't learn just to follow each direction. Okay, time to go to the bathroom. Oh, let's put this away and play with the puzzle toy. We want to just make it generic. So eventually they don't even need you to tell them what's due. They might get some kind of signal and then independently move on to the next activity. Here are just some iPad or computer or phone applications that promote some of the visual schedules. So again, if you don't have access to a printer, you can always utilize these apps. The top one is, and the purple one, Remember the Milk, are free applications. We've had some time to explore some of these, and they work pretty functionally. Another thing you can do, we are always happy to make materials on our end. So if you're interested in utilizing a visual schedule for your child, reach out to your child's teacher. They'll be happy to make one, create one for you with the individualized routines that are happening at your home and send it in the mail. Thanks, everybody.